Hello friends, Finance Bill 2020 has introduced new section 206C1H, which requires the seller to collect tax at source on sale of certain goods, details of which shall act as data center for the government to track high value transactions and create audit trail of buyers procuring goods without disclosure in their books of accounts. This section is applicable from 1st of October 2020. With this premise, let's get into more details, practical complications and possible solutions and clarifications expected from government. Section 206C1H is applicable on sale of any goods except goods on which TCS is applicable as per section 206C1, 1F and 1G. A seller of goods is liable to collect TCS at the rate of 0.1% on consideration received from a buyer in a previous year in excess of 50 lakh rupees. Interpretation. Rate of TCS is 0.1%. However, for financial year 2020-21, it will be 0.075%. So from 1st October 2020 till 31st March 2021, this will be 0.075%. Thereafter, it will be 0.1%. This section is applicable only in case the sales to the concerned customer is more than 50 lakh rupees. In case the sales is less than 50 lakh rupees, this section is not applicable. Now, in case the customer has not provided us the PAN number or Aadhaar card, then the rate of 0.1% will increase to 1% on the total receipts. Only those sellers whose total sales, gross receipt or turnover from the business carried on by it exceeds 10 crore rupees during the financial year immediately preceding the financial year shall be liable to collect such TCS. Interpretation. Say in this section is applicable in financial year 2020-21. So we need to check the turnover of last year, that is financial year 19-20. If the sales is more than 10 crores, then the TCS provisions would be applicable in financial year 2021. Now this check needs to be done on a yearly basis. Say now, in financial year 2020-21, his total sales is less than 10 crores, say 8 crores. Then in this case, for financial year 2021-22, this section would not be applicable. There are certain exceptions to this section. Number one, if the buyer is liable to deduct TCS or TDS under any other provisions of the Act and has collected such amount, then this section, that is 206C, this section would not be applicable. If the buyer is the central government or state government, an embassy, a high commission, legation, consulate, the trade representation of foreign state, local authority, then this section is not applicable. Any person importing goods to India or any class of person notified by the central government in the official gazette for the purpose, this section is not applicable. Lastly, TCS is not applicable on inter-branch stock transfer since the PAN number of the customer and buyer would be the same. Key takeaway from this section: unlike in case of TDS, the person whose TDS is being deducted can apply for actually lower deduction of TDS and share the same with the deductor. But as of now, there is no such provision for the current TCS section. So here the buyer cannot apply for lower deduction certificate. The whole scenario can be explained with the help of an example. Say the seller is Mr. X, purchaser is Mr. Y. Total sales over and above the threshold limit of 50 lakhs, that is 80 lakhs, is done in say October 2020, 10th of October 2020. As of now, TCS is not to be collected because we have only affected sales and the receipt is yet to come. Now, say the receipt out of the 80 lakhs amount sold, we get a receipt of 75 lakhs in November, 10th of November 2020. Here, we need to collect TCS at the rate of 0.1% on 75 lakh rupees. In case the buyer has not provided us the PAN card or Aadhaar card, TCS to be collected would be 1% of 75 lakh rupees. The whole amount of TCS collected in November needs to be deposited in the treasury of government on or before 7th of December 2020. And like in case of normal TCS return, the quarterly TCS return needs to be filed on or before 15th of January 2021. Now, it is notable here that the monthly payment to government treasury is to be done on or before 7th of every month. Now, this is applicable even in the case of March. So, TCS collected in the month of March needs to be paid on or before 7th of April of the next year. Quarterly return needs to be filed on or before 15th of the month immediately coming after the end of the quarter. Now, certain points regarding transition phase, that is October-November 2020, once this section would be applicable. Is tax needs to be collected if amount received pertains to sales made before applicability of this provision? Example, sales is made in the month of September or August 2020, and the amount of the same is received from the buyer in the month of October. So whether this section would be applicable? As section 206C1H is applicable from 1st of October 2020, only amount received for sales made after 1st October 2020 is liable for TCS. In short, TCS will not be applicable on amount outstanding as on 30th September 2020. Now a reverse case. In case sales has affected after 1st October, but we have received the advance on or before 30th of September, then what would be the taxability? Now, since receipt is before 1st October 2020, but sale is taking place after 1st October 20, TCS should be applicable. This is a conservative approach to avoid litigations. Is amount of TCS should be included in value of transactions for calculation of GST? Now, this is a well settled thing. The same has been clarified in circular number 76/50/2018 on 7th of March 2019 by CBIC, that GST, for the purpose of calculation of GST, TCS is not to be considered. Certain practical complications and its possible solutions. Number one, TCS will be applicable if sale exceeds 50 lakhs. Every seller needs to sort their customers to whom TCS is applicable and to whom TCS is not applicable. In ERP system, it would be like flagging in the customer master. However, another approach can be, or a solution can be, that instead of sorting the parties for any, you can apply provisions of TCS for all parties as credit of TCS will be ultimately available for customers against its income tax liability. But sometimes, the customers may refuse to, take this stand. So we need to actually take this up with the customers, and both of them should be on the same page, company as well as the customers and the vendors as well. As TCS needs to be deducted on amount received, there will be year-end cases of sales for which amount not received. For such amount, TCS will apply in next year. So more reconciliation part of TCS liability with turnover will arise. Solution for this might be charging TCS on sales basis rather than receipt basis. However, by doing so, there will be blockage of working capital. So everyone needs to take call either to block working capital or incur cost of reconciliation. What would be your stand? I suppose in this COVID situation, the best way is not to block the working capital and go for reconciliation. Every seller needs to make changes in ERP and invoice format to include line item for TCS amount. And I suppose the ERP vendor would charge the same on project basis because it would involve various changes in customer master, vendor master, and also in creating new tax rates. So we need to take this into consideration. There are certain clarifications expected from government. Is GST needs to be included in amount while calculating value of TCS? Example, basic value is rupees 1 lakh. GST charge at the rate of 18% on the same is 18,000. So the invoice value would be 1,18,000. So whether TCS of 0.1% is to be considered on basic value of 1 lakh rupees or 1,18,000. So this is something which we are expecting government to clarify on. However, on a safer side, we can collect TCS on the full amount of 1,18,000 since it is on receipt basis. Thank you so much.